I'm grappling with Islam once, and I try to throw him off of me, but he's still there. And so then I give him a little harder shove, and he's still there. Next thing you know, I'm grappling at 100% because the dude's that strong.
Islam's fucking huge. He's a threat everywhere. He's big, dude.
The lights dim. The arena buzzes. An opponent steps into the cage. They come confident, athletic, ready. But then comes the pressure, the forearms trap. They're struggling to breathe. They can't get up. That's what it feels like to face Islam Makhachev in the Octagon. Islam Makhachev walked in the shadow of Khabib Nurmagomedov, but emerged as a distinct terror. Trained under the same hard rules of Dagestani sambo, it wasn't legacy he inherited. It was purpose, discipline, and unbreakable mental toughness. Mentored by Khabib and refined in Apex training camps, Islam quietly became a champion in his own right, with championship wrestling and tactical striking that make him a nightmare for any opponent. His ground game isn't flashy, it's precision. He leverages judo trips and sambo throws to manipulate balance before going to the mat. His forearm control against the cage is whispered about in gyms worldwide. Even without chest-to-chest grip, he reroutes opponents until their backs are exposed. One Reddit coach called it being constantly behind, manipulated upper body, unable to regain base. He averages 3.4 takedowns per 15 minutes, with nearly 60% accuracy, and often flattens anyone on the mat within minutes. Islam's fear factor begins in the mind. He studies opponents like chessboards. He watches patterns in fights, camp drills, sparring rounds. Then he attacks in layers, first softening up opponents with low kicks or feints, then clinches, then locks, then grind. His mental inflexibility is rooted in faith and upbringing, allowing absolute calm under the crunch. Before the real violence begins, Islam Makhachev is already fighting inside your head. From the moment he steps into the cage, you can feel the pressure, not from punches, but from expectation. He walks toward you unhurried, never frantic. His gaze is calm, his breathing steady. Every sambo-trained skeleton underneath that gear whispers, "You don't belong here." Over the course of a fight, opponents report feeling invisible. Their shots don't seem to connect with impact. Their kicks land softly. Their voices in corner feel distant. Meanwhile, Islam's strategy unfolds like clockwork. 2 solid jabs, a jab leg trip, 1 elbow, and the takedown comes without warning. By round 2, exhaustion sets in not just in legs, but in confidence. This is psychological warfare by attrition. His posture is slight, denying opening. His weight is rigged to unbalance. When he gets the clinch, he's quietly dragging you into isolation, lost in a sea of pressure and resource depletion. And the worst part? You didn't feel fear at any moment, just fatigue from the inside out. Facing Islam is mental collapse disguised as physical domination. Former champion Eddie Alvarez said, "Islam isn't Khabib. He takes chances. He's fun to watch, but more beatable because he pursues finishes." Yet he still dominates. He added pressure striking, jab cadence, switchbacks. But when takedowns sink in, there's nowhere to hide. UFC 284 versus Alexander Volkanovski came with high stakes. First lightweight belt defense. Analysts and his coach Javier Mendez later called it Islam's toughest test. They said round 2 nearly slipped away. Volkanovski's volume striking forced Makhachev to adapt mid-fight, blending new strategies to stay ahead and secure a unanimous decision in a razor-close fight. Forcing tight grappling exchanges, demanding high pressure. 2 judges gave him a round. Mendez claimed this was where Islam's heart nearly cracked, but he adjusted and survived, reminding the world, even when tested, he thrives. Against Dustin Poirier, Islam landed one of his signature moves, the golf swing takedown. a one-leg pull that topples an opponent by shifting their base. Reddit breakdowns explain how Poirier staggered when Islam pulled hip torque. That transition ended in a modified Darcy choke. Islam doesn't just fight, he sculpts finishes. He attributes his focus to deep-rooted faith in Islam. He prays, reflects, respects his opponent, and approaches every fight as discipline, not destiny. This mental fortress allows him to survive adversity, like post-early losses that reshaped his evolution. He said countless times, training under Khabib taught him to finish when needed, to strike when safe, and to stay unshakable. Who's truly scary for him? His own mentor, Khabib, named Jack Della Maddalena, the new welterweight champion, as the toughest physical test Islam may ever face. Khabib pointed to Jack's size, scrambling, and boxing skill, calling him more menacing than Ilia Topuria. Topuria himself surged to number 1 P4P, but Islam suggested. The ranking shift was promotional, and that true legacy bites take time, volume in wins, and defensive intelligence. Even future opponent Ian Gary called Islam an absolute disaster for the welterweight class. Smart, relentless, and adaptive. Islam currently holds a 15-fight win streak, tying UFC elites like Anderson Silva and Usman. Each fight underlines his consistency. Takedown threat, ground pressure, submission finish, or methodical control. His strike defense rate hovers at 65%, swallowing opponents' best punches while setting up takedowns. Heat maps of his cage control across rounds reveal unrelenting pressure and micro-jab setups until the takedown opens. Facing Islam is psychologically exhausting. Fighters report feeling invisible in the later rounds, strikes absorbed like peanuts, weight shifted off their center, balance surrendered. Even elite wrestlers find themselves facing trips and throws from sambo angles, not wrestling idioms, creating discomfort. They feel behind, forced into defensive loops. It's less a fight, more sedation. Islam can be beaten. Eddie Alvarez said volatility is his weakness. Zarukian showcased ice-cold cardio tests. But these moments fade because Islam adapts mid-fight, adjusting jab angles, altering leg positions, re-drilling balance shifts over the cage. When others slow, he accelerates. He claimed his lightweight title by submitting Charles Oliveira, the most dangerous BJJ artist in the division, via arm triangle in round 2. He defended successfully against Volkanovski, Poirier, and Renato Moicano, often grinding out decisions or stoppages. His submission arsenal includes the twister, darce, arm triangle, and choke, finishes from every angle. No flash, no epic press, everything. But silence before a storm. The moment the cage closes, opponents realize he doesn't just close off space, he rewrites it. They feel drained, pinned, and under his momentum. There's no thunderous knockout reel, but there's inevitability. Facing Islam, Makhachev feels like entering a storm you can't fight, only survive. He uses patience as weaponization, faith as focus, and history as template. He's not just undefeated, he's highly efficient, ruthlessly disciplined, and quietly evolutionary. He's the nightmare in lightweight for a reason. He forces respect, adapts over chaos, and reminds the world there are levels, and few can reach his. What do you think? Is Islam unbeatable, or simply the next evolution in UFC dominance? Let us know in the comments. Hit like if you respect grinding legends. Share the video if you want more breakdowns that go beyond flash, and subscribe and enable notifications so you never miss these deep dives into fight psychology.